"One more effort," said the commander, "and we have it." They said it in March, April, and up to the middle of July, and then they said it no more. Arnold Zweig, Education Before Verdun. Okay, we're back at it again with the Warno Rookie Tournament. This is a 1v1 tournament played between people who have less than 100 ranked games. So Ajm has about 40 games. I don't know how many games Manco has, but it's less than 100. And we have Ajm playing 5th Panzer Division against Manco playing 39Y, and they're playing on death row. So what is this? This is a rookie tournament where rookies fight each other. Pretty self-explanatory, and it's a great way to get people into the community. I wish there was a rookie tournament when I started. I just spent my first few tournaments just getting beaten up. They're all single elimination as well. This is Swiss style, so people get a chance to play a lot of games. Get used to the tournament, pick some bans. There's no in-game rules from what I understand. There's just, you can pick and ban divisions. And yeah, it's a great way to break new players into the community. So if you want to join rookie tournaments, if you're a rookie and you think you're not good enough, then check the description for the YS and SDL Discord channels. There's also the French one there if you're French. They only let you speak French there, so just keep that in mind. And yeah, feel free to join in. I'm sure they'll do more of these. I'm trying to cast a few of the games just to give people an incentive to play and to spread the word about this tournament. Lots of effort going into this tournament. You're provided with a coach. I am not one of the coaches. I didn't have time this time round. And the coach will help you learn to play. And over the course of the tournament, you'd expect people to get a lot better. So let's talk about the deployments. This is game 2, by the way. If you've not seen game 1, I suggest you check it out, because there'll be some things that I haven't said because I don't want to repeat myself. So we got AJM here. Let's start with his deployment. He's in blue. So we've got the Lux going over to here on a fast move order instead of an attack move order, which is fair enough. If you want to get it in there as fast as possible, it makes sense. You can afford to be a little bit more aggressive with these things, just because it's so fast. It's wheeled, it's got an autocannon. You could probably just like zoom this down here, although he would run into this guy. Also on the left, we got a Jaeger going over to here. So that's cool. And then the Lux can support the Jaeger perhaps when he takes this house or something. In the middle, we've got an Aufklärer. Or is it Aufklärer? I can't remember. Recon unit going to here. Right, so in the middle here, we've got a CV. CV is going to here. Yeah, fair enough. Behind that, we've got a Gepard. Gepard's going to here, but you see that it passes it in front of the trees, right? So if you put it back here, then it'll go in a safe place, and then you can path it forwards if you want. 2 Fliegerfaust on the right side, and you see once again these units are automatically going in front of the trees. Jaguar 2 for long distance ATGMs. Typically you'd want that as far away as possible, so maybe even like here. But yeah, because once you hit, it's just the map, right? You'll be in tank gun range with it, which you don't really want. You don't want to be in tank gun range. And then 3 Milan 2s in Marder, 1A3 Milans, so they'll take a while to get there. One's going here, one's going here, and the third one's going here. So lots of Milans, very defensive here. Pioneer Ambers for this forest. Yeah, it's useful to have at least 1 infantry in this forest in case your enemy attacks you. And a Jaeger for that forest as well. And the supply, and the supply's going to the Gepard. Gepards only have like 300 rounds or something right now. 640, okay. So they run out of ammo really quick. For the Aufklärer, we've got one going to here, that's a good spot. One going to here, that's a weird spot. I'd have like... Well, I mean, you can see down here, but if you've got him here, then you can see down there as well. That's where I'd put them. 1 Fliegerfast going over to here. Leopard 1A5 to cap the zone. And then 2 supply. 1 for the Leopard 1A5. I'm not sure why the Leopard 1A5 command tank would need a supply. And 1 over here for all these guys, so that makes sense. Over on Manco's side, we see a 1 CV deployment. And this guy's going to cap all the zones. And you'll see that he won't actually lose that many points. It might be enough for a win, though, if... if the time runs out and nobody caps any more zones, so something to keep in mind. I'd rather have the strong deployment sometimes, depends how I'm feeling. This is very aggressive. This guy's going to go all the way down there. You can't get there. You can't get there if the enemy has, the enemy will get to here, or you get to, probably the same time you get to here, so they'll just shoot you as you go past. Yeah, and then quite aggressive on this side. We've got an original potato going over to here. Will he actually get there? Yeah, he will, because there's no... You really want a blocking infantry here if you're on blue. Stop this sort of thing from happening. And an Igla behind him. Quite aggressive. You'd want to unload him here, really, because if he comes out here, he's going to get shot in his vehicle and die. So behind the Grenzer, more aggressive plays. So Conquer's going to this building. Yeah, fair enough. T-62M going to here. Once again, you see that they path outside the trees and then get shot. So you want to deploy them a bit more conservatively than manually move them up. Or shift click. Shift click in the deployment. And can't remember what this is. It's an OP, another origami paper going over to here. Spoke about CV. Motorized YAEngAHYoAEKYAAgA going to here. It's a good spot. Recon helicopter's great. Oh, this is going quite far forward, so I'm going to assume that there's an Su-25 behind this, because the only reason you'd send this forwards is to scout targets for an Su-25. And then, yeah, we got Igla going to here. I'd put him here, but semantics, not a big deal. A octagon pencil going over to here. And a Conquer's one for here, one for here. So quite defensive, with the exception of this. Obviously, the main attack's going to go into Echo, it seems. Motorized YAEngAHYoAEKYAAgA go into here, and then, yeah, you can move them up. And then another, what are these even called? Orange paper maches. And he's going over to here. Move him up later. This Igla's not been pathed, he's not going anywhere. And then another original punching bag going over to here. So that about covers it for the deployment, and let's start from the game. Last time I cast from Manco's perspective, so I'll cast from this perspective. Just a smaller side. You say, well, why do you cast from a perspective? Why don't you just cast from the middle? Because this is where the interesting things are happening. This middle bit. Do you see how narrow that is? Like, look how much of the screen it's taking up. This is where the fighting is happening. If I'm casting from the perspective that the game is meant to be played at, this is the area it's taking up. Do you see? And if you zoom in a bit, you know, it's like the whole screen. So that's why it's better, and that's why the maps are built in this way. It's just game design, right? You got to think about it. So that's why I cast from a side. Right, so they're off. Everybody's going to where they said they were going to go. This guy's aggression makes me think there's an SU behind this, but looking at the units that have been purchased, this is a lot of units. So we'll see what happens. Might just be scouting, he might pull him back straight away. Because, yeah, no, well, the Gepard will mess him up. But the Gepard's quite far behind these Fliegerfast. Where is the Gepard? There it is. So, yeah, Gepard's probably going to mess this guy up now, actually. There's no SU. Oh, here it is. Right, okay, so that was sent out a little bit too late. Because you want, as soon as this guy spots somebody, you want... Yeah, so yeah, this could have killed that CV if he'd sent this out a little bit earlier. As it stands, this guy's probably not long for this world now. And this guy hasn't got any kills. He's not been used to do anything, so that's a shame, because, yeah, you can see lots of cool stuff to kill. But, yeah, he's just circling around, so now this is going to die. But it was a nice idea. I like the idea. Over here, not sure these guys can kill anything. Yeah, so that looks got revealed and then had to smoke, and that's what the Conquers was doing. Yeah, AJ will probably get up to about 200. Please excuse my crackly voice, I am a bit under the weather. Should get better. But yes, this man has been revealed. And Gepard's over here. Fliegerfast probably aren't going to hit this. But yeah, he smokes in time, good play from Ajm. And then the Fliegerfast actually hit something. So this guy should probably get out of here now. It's a shame. About 20 seconds faster there at the start. When the recon helicopter was over, if he was in about 20-30 seconds faster, he could have got quite a few units there. Including possibly the Gepard. This guy, has he been resupplied yet? Does he have his smoke back? Because if he doesn't, this guy's still up. So there you go, you see 216 points for buying an additional CV. So now the pressure's on Manco to push. But I like Manco's position better, like he's in here. Can't see that, he'd have to move forwards to see it. Actually, still wouldn't be able to see it. So yeah, we'll see what happens. As it stands, yeah, at lower level play, ATGMs are a lot better. Because people don't... Their reaction times aren't up there yet. They haven't committed enough of the game to muscle memory. So they don't spot things, and the ATGMs tend to get more kills. So this guy's just going for the infantry. Yeah, fair enough. We'll see if he can actually hit it. So yeah, he gets it, and then... I guess he can't see this anymore. Should probably get this guy out here now. He's like evac bingo anyway. Got one unit, so it didn't really pay for himself. Like, could have had that extra CV and maybe another T60 too. But here we see the T80BV train. So this is how you play 39th and 79th. You just spam BMP2s and T80BVs with a couple cubs behind Quest Fire support. So he knows about that Kunkers. Has he got any RT, or is he just marking it? Just marking it. Yeah, it's probably going to be a slow game. Tends to be that the lower level games, people are a bit more hesitant to attack. There's less aggression. Although, having said that, you know, when I come up against a defensive player like Fantix or T-Man plays, I just lose because, well, they just sit there and I just run at them. I hope to, yeah, attacking's way harder than defending, right? Defending, you just sit there. But you see now that we've got more AA. When you put it in these buildings, the buildings do actually block the LOS of the AA. So typically you want it in the open, like back here, because these guys aren't going to be able to shoot very well because the buildings can keep blocking them. But yeah, bit of a static game. Not sure what else to talk about. I might just skip ahead a little bit. I'm hesitant to do it though. I mean, I feel like there are things we can talk about. But as it stands, yeah, lower level play tends to be like this. Everybody gets set up in the middle of the map, and then they bring out the artillery. So here we go. This thing's pretty good. It is basically Paladin. Yeah, it's just a Paladin. American made. The last two is garbage. Don't use that. It's terrible. But yeah, I presume that these guys are just going to spend the rest of the game just macking each other from max range. Right. I'm just going to play this on 2x speed. I apologise. It's the first time I've done this in a cast, but if it's just going to be like this, then I reserve the right. So we're on 2x speed now. If you're wondering why everybody's moving faster, and that's because nobody's attacking. Okay, somebody's attacking now. So that was a waste of time. And yeah, you see, you move the recon up and you should have supply behind this and AA behind this. But yeah, you can just slowly move these guys forwards and just kill everything in front of you. I've noticed that there's no ATGMs here. I believe there... Oh yeah, there is one. It's just, this is covered by the smoke of that tank that just died. And yeah, what more is there to say? This guy's going to keep moving forwards. These guys are going to attack. You got to expect planes though. I mean, 39th can lock down the entire map with just 2 cubs. Just put 2 cubs here and some supply, and they just kill everything. It's really stupid. Buy like 3 missiles each. But yeah, you see the last 2, right? So it's supposed to be cluster. It's supposed to like really mess people up. Yeah. It's just so lethargic. It just doesn't do anything. That was a direct hit. Did 1 pip of damage. Direct hit of cluster onto top armor. Didn't really stun him either. He's still on normal cohesion. So yeah, it's really dumb. I just wish it would shoot like way faster. Go like do 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 do. And then even if it's not so good, at least it would have its utility. I mean, look, it is very cheap. So it's like 120 points. So it costs half of one of these basically. These are 235, so almost 240. Yeah, and you see, because of the 2-vet, the cohesion's recovering, like while they're being shot at, because so many of them are missing. The cohesion's just going back up, and Splash is crap. It's just sad. But at this range, this guy should be able to see all that now. So yeah, these guys go forward. This guy finally gets stunned. Would love to see some supply here, and here it comes, right? You need a bit more infantry if you're going to do this. Over here, Manco's in here now, so we can bring the CV in. Yeah, no AA behind this. Really, really not good. And this is what happens if you invest in artillery and your enemy invests in units. This is 250. This is 120. So that's all. I mean, these two are just slightly more expensive than that. Now you see that Red's actually capped this because these tanks aren't in here. It's going to come back in now. Another T80BV over here. And another T80BV. And that's just how you play right now. I know it's just bad, but... Over here, this Leopard 2 is a good call. Like, this will actually beat both of these guys. And it's at 2 vet, which means it could take the hits. Oh. Well, you shouldn't have done that. You should have kept shooting. You've only lost 2 pips of health. You're hitting them with artillery. You wanna use this until it gets pretty low. You don't want to smoke like that because you know you were winning basically. I don't know. You got to play a lot of games and then figure out: am I going to win this trade? Should I keep going? Once you get to like 30% HP or low cohesion, like once you're at low cohesion, you might as well smoke because you're useless. But until then, you know, just keep shooting. 10 ROF on these bad boys though, it's pretty crazy, and it's auto-loaded so it doesn't go down when they lose cohesion. Whereas this guy's 9, but this will go down as he loses cohesion because it's not auto-loaded, it's loaded by a person, so as they get stressed out, they lose the will to reload, their fingers are shaking too much. This guy's got an AT, so you expect that to hit at that range. And indeed it does. So, you know, Pioneer Flam first, and this guy was moved out of the zone accidentally or otherwise, but if he keeps going this way, he's going to get side shot. Right, so it was a miss, and he managed to turn in time anyway. But yeah, now use all these at once against that T80, but you can't see it because he's not got recon. He's not got recon, so he can't see it. But this guy's not got recon, so he can't see it. So you need recon in front of your tanks. Like, he's got recon, but these guys, because of the buildings, this building's in the way. Can't see anything. Over here, Manco's building up for another great push. Needs some more supply, really. This guy needs repairing. And yeah, we see an Mi-24V. He knows that the AA... Well, last time I played over here, the AA was extremely lethargic, so he knows. But yeah, good work blobbing up these Leopard 1s. That's how you use them. You use them in mass because they're so cheap. This is 100 points. This is 235. So these two should be fighting this with change. And yeah, you see the Jaguar 2s at these, you know, you want it at max range, but there is no max range here just because of where the trees are, so bringing up ATGMs at these ranges isn't good because the tanks will win that if they could shoot back. Now we're seeing a cool push over on this side. And yeah, you can see that over here there is some LOS onto these buildings. More T80 BVs, that's how it's played. You just spam T80 BVs. Last 2 shooting again. It does something, but it's just so bad, man. I wish it was good. And yeah, you should, once you get to like less than half HP, like to a third like that, you should smoke, but it's working out for him here, and he donks the CV. But yeah, he loses one of his tanks. YAIUgAN from the other side, trying to go for those tanks, but they've moved, so at that point I would cancel your shots, so then maybe this one might hit. Oh, it does, so, well, okay. My bad. Last 2 doesn't, yeah, do you see what I mean? It's just not doing anything. It's so sad, dude. At this point, Manco's got a pretty comfortable lead. I think he's played a few more games than Ajm. But it'll still be less than 100 at the time of starting the tournament. Less than 100 ranked games, I believe it is. So yeah, you see direct hit on a BMP2, 2 pips of health. You know, it's just... And it barely hits as well because of how small the splash is, that weird cone shape. So here we go. Counter push coming out from Ajm. But he's got the wrong tools. He needs loads of tanks, not Jaguar 2s. Like for this, you can get a Leopard 1A5, and at this range, it's better to get the Leopard 1A5 because when the enemy can shoot you back, you see he just gets 3 shots off before your ATGM even hits. Leopard 283 is fighting though. Typically you'd want the you want that in front of the command tank, because that's probably going to die now. Yeah, you want the more armoured one in front, you want the command tank behind. Difficult to get the micro right when you're microing these large groups of units. Love to see a bit more infantry from Manco, you know, to put in front of his tanks, so that his tanks don't take all the hits. Over here, you know, Jaguar too, but you're going to be in tank gun range, you're going to lose. You don't want these when you're in tank gun range, you want them at max range. So yeah, you'd expect air to come in, although these guys got out of the way already. And that's why you need 2 cubs, not 1. And you need a supply with it. Whenever you buy a cub, make sure you've got a supply with it. I can hear something shooting. Oh. Okay, so I think that's a bug. I could just hear it firing even though... Oh no, hang on, it is firing. I just can't see the shells. What the hell's going on? I could... What's going on? I can't see the shells anymore. Oh no, I can. I'm just, they're just really... Right, I'm losing it. There's actually a second one over here. My bad. But yeah, this reliance on ATGMs at tank gun range is not helping Ajm out at all. Really wants tanks in tank gun range. Well, to be honest, 39 is the better division. But yeah, I wouldn't be buying artillery when you're this far behind. You want frontline units, you want to push them out of here. You want to buy a CV, infantry CV for here perhaps. As it stands, Manco on a pretty commanding +4 lead. There's no AA with this push either. You got to expect your enemy to bring planes and stuff. Yes, you see, like before the ATGM hits, the tank's gonna get 1 or 2 shots off on you, and you're either gonna get stressed out or die. This is a good infantry push. Yeah, he's got the anti-tank, he's got the recon. He's got the close range anti-tank. These guys really should be moved up to here and put in this building. Or just like left here, so that they can shoot reinforcements coming down the road. As it stands, it's probably going to work anyway. Some supply with your tanks. Always have a supply with your tanks. This is pretty static, so like, yeah, none of these units are doing anything, but these are defensive units anyway. Typically, you don't want the BTR-60P be next to them, because if this gets blown up, then it stresses out the infantry next to it, and then that'll make your conkers miss. And because this is bad stealth, this will get spotted before the good stealth conkers, so it'll get blown up and then that'll mess up your conkers team. So you don't want to be doing that. So yeah, these Gepards, if they were back here, then they wouldn't be revealed, but they're here and now they're being shot at. I'd like to apologise for my crackly voice. I'm a bit under the weather. And yeah, the show goes on. So these guys, you know, need to be back here, and you need recon with them. As it stands, don't really know how Ajm's going to get back in on this. I'd love to see Manco resupply the YAIUgAN and, you know, hit this perhaps. I do like the idea of keeping the command tanks with the rest of the push. Like, he's got 2 Leopard 283s, but you see that it's automatically pathing and that it shows rear arm when it gets blown up. So you got to keep that in mind when you tell it to go to the front here. It's going to do that. You got to send it to the back and then manually send it up to the front. And more T80 BVs, another cub coming out. Good. So you saw that the last one wasn't sufficient. Yeah, need some supply with you guys, and then yeah, if you move the Metis up to here, if you move the Grenzer up to here, that'd be good, because like this guy can't really shoot anything. This guy can shoot a little bit, can shoot anybody coming down this road. And yeah, slows down a bit more now, but that's just how it goes, this level of play. So we got some really good Leopards here, but you know, you need infantry in front of that. He's got the recon infantry, that's good. You need more AA, really. 2 roller 3s back here basically do the same job as 2 cubs, although the cubs are better. And yeah, you've not got recon, so they can see you but you can't see them, and they're all taking side shots because there's no recon, and the tanks can't spot for themselves. They've only got mediocre optics, so they're just showing side armor and they're all getting hit one at a time by this meta squad. This one can't really shoot, so I'd move this up. Misses, but you know, he can't see anything. He's not got recon. You need infantry and recon in front of your tanks. Otherwise, that's just going to keep happening. As it stands, don't really see how Ajm gets back into this game now. He's got less units. He's got the worst position and he's got less units. So, you know, over here he's got these leopards, but they're not doing anything for him. He can't really push here. So I would be tempted to send the recon infantry forwards, path them over here, get them over here, use them to clear out this. He doesn't know what's here. What he should do, because his leopard 1A5 died here to a tank shell. So clear all this out, and then from here you've got a commanding position to shoot all these people, or at least all these people. And then you've cut the reinforcement, right? If you get a tank to here, you've cut the reinforcement. Or at least if you get it to here, you've cut the reinforcement. And then you attack from the front with the reinforcement cut, and you attack with everybody at once. Like, these guys are just sitting here not doing anything. Easy to say, hard to do, but yeah, you send in the leopards without infantry support, and there is AA, which is good. But yeah, without infantry support, they're just gonna die. Like, here's the infantry, but it's too far away. They want to go first, really. YAIUgAN comes in. Oh, he bought another one. Okay, so either he ran out of supply, or he just sort of forgot about this one. So yeah, that's a very expensive YAIUgAN poly at 250 points, but if he ran out of supply, then fair enough. Supply cost on these guys ain't cheap. But yeah, it's a good volley. Takes out all that stuff, basically, just makes it useless. And here comes the YAEngAH. He's moving the Unimogs forwards, which, you know, you want to sell those, really. And if they get blown up next to the infantry, they'll stress out the infantry, so you don't want to be doing that. See the first Apache of the game, so this is good, because yeah, there's no AA here. And it's good for Ajm for recognising that. But yeah, you need to move these guys up. These guys over here. Got a bomber in now, because there's no AA, but it's not, you know, it's not aiming for anything. Another bomber goes for that T-80BB. Yeah, I would love to see these guys moved over to here. Something done with them. As it stands, the supply is here now, so good to heal those guys up. But yeah, these guys are all like mega stressed now, so I'm not going to deal any damage. This guy should eventually get these BMP 1Ps, although I think he's missed twice now. 45% accuracy. And yeah, that Gepard, the Gepard's still alive, but it's not very useful. I'm not sure how much it's going to do against this when it's on 1 HP with mediocre cohesion. Small bug with the game right now, that looks like low cohesion, but it's actually mediocre cohesion. Yeah, he's sending the Apache forwards, but these are AA, so you gotta watch out for that. There's gonna be 8 Iglas coming your way, and that will probably kill this. Be very surprised if it didn't. Okay. I guess because of the 20% ECM, right, but it's still quite surprising. And the helicopters will clear out these guys now. So Gepard's not even in position to shoot. He'd have to be over here or something. And that's game. So yeah, GG. Definitely a slower pace of battle than the other ones. Sadly, this just shows my profile, not Manco's profile. But yeah, this guy's had like 20 games, so it's not high level play, but it is the rookie tournament. It is for rookies, so I hope both players learned something from this game and, you know, had fun. Obviously it's difficult to have fun when you're losing, but can find it anyway. I thought the usage of the command tanks to shoot people was really cool. See, he gets a lot of kills there. Quite a lot of kills for those command tanks, actually. But it's difficult to keep them alive. Let's have a look. Yeah, so this guy got quite a few guys. That's pretty cool. GG.